1587, a group of English settlers arrived on the shores of America looking for a fresh start. But 3 years later, they had vanished without a trace. No bodies, no camps, just one word carved into a tree: Croatoan. In this video, we'll uncover one of the oldest and strangest mysteries in American history: the disappearance of the Roanoke Colony. The year is 1587. For decades, England has dreamed of colonies in America, a place where they could spread Christianity, find gold, and claim land for the king. But until now, attempts to colonize the New World have failed. Storms, disease, and conflict with the Spanish have dashed hopes of settlements along the American coast. But this time, things will be different. A new governor, John White, and a group of about 115 settlers arrive on Roanoke Island in present-day North Carolina. They've prepared for their journey across the Atlantic, bringing livestock, tools, weapons, and seeds from back home. Among them are families with children seeking a better life on the other side of the world. And when Virginia Dare, the first English child born on American soil, joins the colony, hopes are high. This will be a thriving settlement. Roanoke Island is part of a chain of barrier islands off the mainland. The climate is pleasant, and the settlers quickly begin to build houses and plant crops. The area is home to several Native American tribes, but the English haven't met any yet. As the settlement grows, however, tensions rise with the natives. The tribes have lived here for centuries, hunting, fishing, and farming the land. But the English presence threatens their way of life. Still, when the English settlers do meet the natives, there doesn't seem to be an immediate problem. The settlers report peaceful interactions with the natives, and it seems like the two groups might coexist. But soon, the settlers will face a more pressing issue. Governor White knows that to survive, the colony needs help. Food, tools, and materials must be brought from England. So he leaves the colony and heads back across the ocean, hoping to return with supplies soon. But when he does finally return to the shores of Roanoke, he finds no one. When White returns to Roanoke in 1590, he is shocked to find the colony abandoned. The buildings are empty, the crops are untended. He searches the area for signs of what might have happened. Had they been attacked? The only clues come in the form of a single word carved into a tree: Croatoan. The letter C is carved into another tree nearby, and the RO is etched into a third. It looks like the settlers had meant to leave some kind of message, but something has interrupted them. As White investigates further, he finds no signs of a struggle, no indication of attack, and disturbingly, no graves. It's as if the 115 men, women, and children who lived here simply vanished into thin air. Everywhere White looks, he sees signs of a sudden departure. Utensils are left behind, as are beds, chairs, and other possessions. Even livestock and pets are gone. It's as if everyone in the colony picked up and left in a hurry, except no one knows where they went or why. Nearby is the island of Croatoan, which is inhabited by a friendly Native American tribe of the same name. The settlers had reported peaceful interactions with the tribe, and many believe the settlers may have joined them. After all, the word Croatoan was carved into a tree. But the tribe claims to have no knowledge of the missing colonists. The mystery deepens, and soon theories begin to sprout. One theory suggests the settlers fled the colony due to famine. The English had not farmed the land as the native tribes did. Instead, they hunted wild game and grew crops from seeds brought from England. But they hadn't anticipated the difficulties of establishing agriculture in an entirely new environment. Crops failed, animals went missing, and the settlers were forced to ration their dwindling food stores. Eventually, they became so desperate that they turned to cannibalism. Some say that's where the Croatoan carving comes from. It wasn't a friendly name at all, but a reference to the settlers' descent into cannibalism. But there's no solid proof of this dark theory, and others suggest there was a more sinister reason for their flight. Some say the settlers were wiped out by hostile natives. Perhaps the English presence had threatened the tribes more than they realized. Maybe conflict with the natives had escalated while White was away, leading to the disappearance of the entire colony. But this theory also has its holes. If a tribe had attacked and killed 115 people, surely there would be signs of a struggle, bodies or weapons. And nothing of the sort was ever found. As the years pass, more settlers arrive in the New World and establish new colonies in the area. Over time, tales of strange encounters with natives grow. Some of the settlers claim that certain Native American tribes have white skin and speak English. Could the Roanoke colonists have joined them? The idea seems plausible, but no definitive proof exists to confirm the theory. In the years that follow, the mystery of the lost colony grows. Writers and historians pen tales of the missing colonists, each adding their own theories and speculations. But for centuries, no one knows what really happened. In the early 1900s, excavations finally began on the site of the lost colony. Archaeologists carefully sift through the soil, looking for clues. They discover the foundations of the homes the settlers built and artifacts from daily life. But they don't find anything to explain the disappearance. Finally, in 1930, something remarkable is discovered. Underneath the floor of a building, archaeologists find a storage area filled with tools, weapons, and other possessions. Surely these items would have been packed up if the settlers had fled. Why would they have left them behind? The discovery only adds more questions to the mystery. For centuries, the only evidence of the colonists' final days were the carvings on the trees. But in recent years, modern technology has uncovered new evidence that may finally solve the mystery. In the late 1990s, archaeologists found European tools, dishes, and other items far from the Roanoke site. It's possible that when the colony failed, the settlers fled and wandered the coast, eventually joining other tribes. This theory seems to be supported by the artifacts found far from the original settlement. These discoveries may finally shed light on the fate of the settlers. Could the Roanoke colony have merged with Native American tribes? Did they flee and live out the remainder of their lives among the natives? Maybe the answers lie somewhere in between. Today, historians believe the settlers probably didn't disappear all at once, but rather over a period of time. First, the starving and sick fled the colony, followed by those who simply couldn't deal with the hardships of frontier life. The English presence in America was tenuous at best, and many settlers likely chose to return to England rather than remain in the New World. Those who stayed may have slowly integrated with the natives, learning their customs and ways of life. Over time, they may have even forgotten their English heritage. Researchers studying the DNA of modern Native Americans hope to find evidence of European ancestry, which could prove once and for all that the Roanoke settlers joined the tribes. But so far, their investigations have yielded no results, and so the mystery persists. What happened to the Roanoke colony? The truth is that nobody knows for sure. More than 400 years have passed since the Roanoke colony vanished, and the mystery still stands. Did they merge with native tribes, or did something stranger happen? We may never know the full truth, but the story remains one of the most puzzling in American history. If you enjoyed this mystery, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more bizarre and historical stories. Until next time, stay curious. Who knows, you might just learn something strange and new. Thanks for watching. Keep being awesome and see you next time.